Bonjour, je m'appelle Marie-Joseph Paul-Yves Roch Gilbert de Monnier, Marquis de Lafayette. I was born on September 6, 1757, in rural southern France. When I was 3 years old, my father died in the 7 Years' War. When I was 13, my mother, my sister, my grandma, and my great-grandpa all died the same year. Because of this left me the wealthiest aristocrat in all of Europe. I was married in 1774 to Adrienne Noailles. I was 17 years old. Adrienne was only 15. I learned of the America's fight for independence and decided to buy my own ship and sail there. I met with the Continental Congress, and they sent me to George Washington, and I became one of his most trusted generals and best friend. I was eventually stationed on the outskirts of Yorktown, Virginia, where we laid siege to General Cornwallis, who was stationed there. George Washington was coming from the north with troops, and French General Rochambeau was coming by sea with troops to cut off the British escape by water. The plan went perfectly, and the surrender was on October 19, 1781. My fight for freedom had finally come to an end in America, but was just beginning in France. I arrived home on January 1783 to a welcoming celebration. Unfortunately, things in the French government were not going so well, and I became a head in the French Revolution. I eventually wrote the Declaration of the Rights of Man and led the attack on the Bastille. I was in prison for 5 years. When I returned to the United States, I was saddened because George Washington had already died. I returned to France with enough American soil to be buried in when I died in 1834. Because of my importance to America, over 160 cities, towns, roads, and schools, and even a college were named after me. I am remembered for my sacrifice to both this country and my own. Because of this, I am the hero of two worlds, the Marquis de Lafayette. Au revoir.